A very, very good evening to all of you, friends. A very, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. And in this session, I am going to discuss with you some very important legal maxim. Now, this is 12 sessions that we are completing today. In the last one and a half months, we had conducted certain very important sessions relating to legal maxim. Those of you who are preparing for CLAT 2025, these sessions will be of great importance to all of you. So mind you guys, please be very attentive to these sessions and the sessions that we have done in the previous classes. So guys, let's get going. Okay, let's start. But before we start, BYJU'S exam prep brings to you All India Open Mock, which is live between 25th of August and 3rd of September. So it is live now. You will be getting video attempts by NLU experts, identify your D-Day strategy, video solutions of all questions, and benchmark yourself vis-a-vis other students. So these are the things that we are going to provide you, provided you sit for this All India Open Mock for CLAT. So guys, the first one, 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗶𝗀𝗃. What does it signify? The word 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗃 means hear the other side. Audi means to hear, auditorium, audio-visual, right? So you have audi means to hear, alter means the other, partum means the party. That means when a judge decides a particular case, when a judge decides a particular dispute, it hears both the sides before coming to a conclusion. So it is something that is very important for all of you to understand now, that when a judge is deciding a particular issue, it is going to understand or give proper hearing to both the sides before making its own decision. Very important, guys. Very important. So I hope you understood this very important principles of natural justice, that is 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗃. Now, the second one is called 𝗟𝗴𝗃 in 𝗟𝗄 in omnibus. It's a very important saying in English also, if you remember and if you read a number of books, that false in one thing is false in everything. Now, suppose there is a particular book and it is found out that one thing is false, then the conclusion also becomes false. Suppose there is an argument in a court. Okay, there is some dispute in a court. A lawyer is saying something. Suppose it is decided that that's not the real position, then everything falls apart. The reason falls apart. So false in one thing means false in everything. So it is generally used in criminal law as well as in civil law insofar as a trial is concerned. So suppose a witness comes to the court and gives one false statement, then this entire statement is not to be accepted by the court. False in one thing means false in everything. Is that clear, everyone? So I hope that I have made myself abundantly clear to each and every one of you, right? These are the two very important maxims. I am sure that you have understood these two maxims, okay? Fantastic. So how many of you are watching? If you are watching, just say a hi so that I can also understand, okay? Okay, fantastic. So 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗃𝗃 and false in one thing means false in everything. These are the two things that we have learned and we have discussed and understood. Okay, let's move ahead with the third important legal maxim. Now, the third important legal maxim is interest 𝗟𝗴𝗹 𝗟𝗄. It simply means it is in the interest of the state or in the interest of the country that there should be an end to litigation. Now, you cannot continue litigation for life. And that's why you have the trial courts, you have the High Court, and then the Supreme Court. Now, of course, you can file a case in the trial court You don't like the judgment of the trial court, you appeal before in the high court. You don't like the judgment of the high court, so there are certain adverse comments or something made against you, you can go to the Supreme Court. After Supreme Court, there is nothing. So for the interest of the state, there must be an end. And where is it? What does it end? In the Supreme Court. Am I clear? Have I made myself clear? So in the interest of the state, there must be a finality. There must be an end to people fighting in a litigation. Am I clear? Is that clear? So that's what it exactly means. Okay. Yeah. Any questions, any doubt? Okay. Okay. Any questions, any doubt till now? Okay. Let's see. The next one. Jas genitu. It means principles of international law. Now, there are certain very important principles of international law. That means I'm not going to enter your country. You are not going to enter into my country. There are rules relating to space. There are rules relating to war. There are also rules relating to diplomatic relation between two or more than two countries. So the BRICS summit, the G20, there are certain principles which all civilized nations follow. All civilized nations follow. These are those principles that this maxim deals with. There are certain basic, very basic principles of international law which every country by and large follows. Okay. Then we move on to the next one, lex loci. Now, lex loci simply means the law where the contract was made. Now, suppose there is a contract between India, a person in India and a person in France. Now, which law is going to be governing the contract? Is the Indian Contract Act or the French contract law? Now, suppose there is an international contract. Now, international contracts do take place between individuals, between two corporations, belonging to two or more than two different countries. Now, in case there is a contract and there is a dispute relating to the contract, which law is applicable to that contract? Is it the Indian law or that foreign country law? That is the question. Now, the law, the principles of international law relating to contract simply says that the law of that country where the contract finalized or the contract was made will be applicable. So the law, suppose the law has finalized in France or the law has finalized or is made in India. So it depends. जहां law वो contract effectuated हुआ, conclude हुआ, जिस जगह में वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कंक्लूड हुआ उसी जगह का कानून, उसी कंट्री का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉ विल बी एप्लीकेबल टू एनी डिस्प्यूट दैट अराइज इन an international private contract. Am I clear? Have I made myself clear to everyone? Okay, Shrushti, very good. So I hope that I'm making myself clear to each and every one of you, because these are certain maxims which will help you in the long run. Okay, because you might get some of these maxims jammed in your passage. Now, once you read the passage, suppose you don't understand a particular maxim, then what do? You don't more or less understand the passage. Now, if you don't understand the passage, how are you going to solve the questions? So it is utterly and very categorically important for each and every one of you to understand these important legal maxims. Okay, so if you're liking this session, do press the like button and do share this session with your friends, guys, so that more and more of you do get the knowledge about this legal maxim, especially those of you preparing for CLAT 2025. Okay, moving on to the next important legal maxim. But before that, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you CLAT 2024 test series. So we are providing you with a test series just for CLAT 2024 aspirants. Now, what do you get in this test series? You get 25 CLAT mocks, 15 ALIT mocks, and 15 other law entrance exam mocks. For example, Maharashtra CET. For example, Symbiosis. For example, Jamia. So there are other law entrance examinations as well. So we are providing you as many as possible. So we are providing in total around 55 mocks. Okay, 55 mocks, and that's a pretty good number. Okay, so this is a test series for each and every one of you preparing for CLAT 2024. Moving on to the next important legal maxim. Necessities indulge 𝗟𝗴𝗹𝗶𝗴𝗴 𝗟𝗄 Now, these are all Latin maxims, but the pronunciation that I am using might not be the correct one. That's the thing that I would want to say. Now, what does it mean? It simply means that necessity introduces a privilege with respect to private rights. Now, in case there is a necessity of everything, something, okay? Now, generally the law says I should not enter your house, you should not enter my house. I have right over my property, you have right over your property. The moment I transgress that right, I enter your property without your permission, that amounts to trespass. Simple. Now, suppose Mr. A's house is on fire and Mr. B has a well in his house. So without the permission of Mr. B, Mr. A enters into Mr. B's property and gets around 10 buckets of water to stop the fire that has taken place in this house. Now, that is what we understand by the concept of necessity, that it introduces a privilege with respect to your private right. I know your house is your private property. You have certain private rights. But just because my house is on fire, I wanted to prevent that fire. Right? I wanted to prevent that fire. I entered your house, took some water from there. So here we are dealing with a particular maxim that has over the years given right to this or has given evolution to this principle of necessity. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, fantastic. Moving on to the next important legal maxim. So I hope that I am absolutely clear, because you cannot memorize everything unless and until we discuss a particular maxim with a concept, with an example. It will be difficult for you because we don't know Latin and other foreign languages, right? The next one, nemo est 𝗟𝗄𝗴𝗹𝗀𝗋. It simply means a living man has no one is an heir to a living man. Suppose I am living, I cannot have an heir. It's the law. After I die, my property will go to someone. But a living man, unless he is gifting something, the property belongs to him. After his death, of course, there is a dissolution of that property. It goes according to personal law. Hindus में आपका Hindu Succession Act के तरफ जाएगा. In Muslims, there are the Shariat law will take into being. So every private property of an individual after the man dies will devolve. Is that clear? That is the simple meaning of this particular term. Moving on to the next one. Non omne quod licet honmitus or honestum est. It means that not everything that is lawful is honorable. Now the law, I'll give you an example. The Supreme Court is deciding on 370, Article 370. So there was this thing that, an argument was made that, abrogation of Article 370, however it is lawful, it is not an honorable thing to do. Now, of course, let me tell you, what is legally permissible, what the law permit is lawful, it is legal, but it might not be honorable. When we are talking about honorable, we are talking about morality, ethics. What is permissible is the law. What is permissible is law. We are not into that. But there are certain things, of course, the law permits, but there are certain honorable things with dignity they should not have done. Is that clear? Am I clear to everyone? Okay. Yes, Alok. Yeah. I think you are talking about Alok. Did you speak about necessity? Then you are correct. That law of torts. Yeah, necessity. Necessity has no law. During necessity things, you can do whatever you want to. Okay. I hope you guys are understanding. Okay. So if you're liking this session, do press the like button. Share this session with your friends. More and more of you should share this session so that people can get proper understanding of it. Okay. Moving on. Pacta conventa 𝗟𝗂 contra legis neque dolo molo insta sant. Dolo molo insta sant. Omni modo observanda sant. Now, there are certain agreements that are not against the law and not entered into with bad faith, are to be observed in every way. Now, unless and until in a contract there is bad faith, there is some hiding business going on between the parties, it should be observed. So generally the law is, आप अगर एक agreement करते हैं किसी और के साथ, you have to follow the terms and condition of that agreement. You need to abide by the terms and condition. Unless there is some bad faith, there is some 𝗟𝗏 business that has been there, unless and until there is, you must follow it. Is that clear? Am I clear to everyone? Okay. Generally, the agreement has to be followed as per the terms and condition. We move on to the next one. Quod necessitas cogit defendi. It means what necessity compels, it justifies. Now, in case I give you that particular example where a person's house is on fire, he transgressed or trespasses into someone else's house, gets some bucket of water. Now, this is again the same meaning. Where necessity compels, you are justified. Generally, it is not justified that you entered into someone else's house. But under certain condition, you can do it. Am I clear? You can do it, provided there is necessity. Am I clear? The next one. I hope you guys are understanding based on my examples, because examples are going to help you guys. 11. Quod not apparent non est. What does not appear does not exist. Now, that's a law. Now, what does not appear does not exist. Now, tomorrow, the law, in law, practically in law, I'm not going into theology or thing. If God appears, he exists. If God does not appear, he does not exist. Now, this thing used to be used in olden days. Now, today in law, what can be used? Suppose you say that I have a building in Delhi and it is found out that the building does not exist. If it does not exist physically, it does not exist in every possible way. Now, tomorrow there cannot be a dispute on that particular property because it does not exist. Suppose there is a dispute, you say that, somebody has come into your house at particular address, and tomorrow there is a committee which says that, in that particular address, nothing exists. It's a barren land. So what does not exist does not appear. What does not appear does not exist. Is that clear? This is a way, 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹𝗪𝗹. Yes, we will definitely have certain important classes on constitution, torts and contracts, but it will, more of these classes will come in your app sessions, okay? App sessions. So do join our course where we are entirely dealing with constitution, torts, contracts, and every aspect, okay? IPC, law of crime, international law, and others, okay? Yeah. Moving on. Before we move on, BYJU'S exam prep brings to you a 6-hour non-stop marathon coming soon. Stay tuned for the notification when it is going to happen, when it is not going to happen. So definitely check out. We are coming up with a 6-hour non-stop marathon for CLAT 2024. Next, 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗹 𝗟𝗂𝗴𝗋𝗃. What does it mean? The Directive Principles of State Policy. India says that India is a welfare state. Now, welfare of the people is the most important thing of the nation. And henceforth, welfare of the people is the highest law. It's always for the welfare of the people. A law should not be tomorrow made only for the rich. Laws should be made for the poor, for the welfare of the general masses. There are various types of programs, laws, which have been created. Right to Education Act. Right to Education Act is an example where the welfare of the common masses have been taken into consideration. The welfare of the people. Okay, so that's the precise meaning. We move on to 13, which says societies delinquor non protest. A corporation cannot commit a crime. A corporation, okay, an industry cannot commit a crime. People who are managing, understand this. This is a very important concept. Now, this is a concept relating to, company law. Company law meaning thereby where there is a company and suppose the company has committed a crime. Now, can the company, is made, there are managers, there are the CEOs, CFOs, there are the board of directors, there are individual people. A corporation cannot commit a crime. The people who are managing, people who are administrating the day-to-day affair of the company or the corporation can be held guilty because they are managing the company. The company does not run on its own. There are people who are running the company. I hope that I am making myself clearer to each and every one of you. Any doubt? So this is a very interesting facet. This is a very, very interesting facet, okay, on about company law. Moving on. Ubi lex non distinguit, nec nos distincti dibinas. It simply means where the law does not discriminate, no one should discriminate. Now, if the law does not discriminate between a man and a woman, who are you and me to discriminate between a man and a woman? Now, you have a constitutional fundamental right that there should not be a discrimination on the basis of caste. Now, if the law says that a person should not discriminate on the basis, a person should not be discriminated on the basis of his or her caste, can you or me discriminate an individual on the basis of caste? The answer is no. So, if the law does not distinguish, people like me and you should not distinguish. Am I clear? Am I making clearer to each and every one of you these very important terms? Am I? Yeah. Any doubts, any questions that is there on your mind? Please feel free to ask me these. Please feel free to ask me. Okay. So this is helping you. So if you are preparing for CLAT 2025, this is very, very important. जो बच्चे लोग मेरा previous class नहीं देखे 1 to 11, ये तो 12th session है, please देख लीजिए, because we are just helping you to score better in your CLAT 2025. Moving on. But before I move on, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you this great opportunity to unlock a 3-day free trial access to all our courses. All you need to do, go to the description box below, unlock your 3-day free trial access and enjoy. But this is free for only 3 days. After the 3rd day, you will have to enroll. Okay, so that's the thing. Moving on. 15th, 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗋𝗋 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗋𝗃𝗵. 𝗟𝗲𝗴𝗋𝗃𝗵 remedium is a concept in civil law, law of torts, which simply means that where there is a right, there is a remedy. अगर आपके पास कोई भी अधिकार है, तो उस अधिकार का अगर हनन होता है, तो आपके पास रेमेडी है कोर्ट में जाने का. So if your rights are violated, in case your rights are violated by the action of someone else, you have a right, you have a remedy to bang the doors of the court and claim compensation. Is that clear? जहां आपका किसी भी प्रकार का अधिकार है, उस अधिकार को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए law has a remedy. There is a legal remedy. Is that clear? Am I making myself abundantly clear to each and every one of you? समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. Do write in the chat box. I can definitely see. Okay. Fantastic. Moving on to the next one. Res inter alios acta alteri nocere non debet. It means a matter done between others ought not to harm a third party. Now, suppose there is a dispute between A and B. A and B goes to the court. Now, Mr. C is not present in the court. Now, suppose the court say go for a mediation and A and B arrive at a mediation. Okay, there is a out of court settlement. The settlement should not harm a third party. People who are affected are, who are in dispute is A and B. There is a dispute. They settle their dispute. Now, after when the moment A and B is settling the dispute, it should not, the dispute settlement should not harm the rights of a third party. They should not harm the rights of a third party. Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? Have I made myself clear to each and every one of you? Any doubts, you are most welcome to ask me your doubts. Alok, sir, if I get into toppers batch, I will be able to see the class of my batch and the toppers batch also. Yeah. Bhavyashi, the difference between attempt and preparation, I'll discuss this in some criminal law class, because that's criminal law. We are good because it's not a very simple concept. Here we are talking about this thing. We will definitely have a discussion on the difference between attempt, preparation and commission. There's commission also, 3 stages of a crime. Fair thought. Okay, let's move on. But before that, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you CLAT 2024 comprehensive course, wherein we are providing you with 190 hours of live classes, 300 plus hours of recorded videos, 55 mock tests, 10,000 topic-wise practice questions, 10,000 sectional practice tests, study material, doubt resolution within 24 hours, and the CLAT Ignite magazine. So this is very, very important for those of you preparing for CLAT 2024. Now, before I end, BYJU'S Exam Prep, at BYJU'S Exam Prep, we are providing you with All India Open Mock for CLAT between 25th of August and 3rd of September. It is live now. We will be providing you with video attempts, your strategy that you require for this examination, video solutions of all questions, and benchmarking yourself vis-a-vis other students. So what is your exact ranking amongst other students? So guys, before I end, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our Instagram, like our Facebook page, join our Telegram channel, and do not forget to download the BYJU'S Exam Prep app if you haven't till now. So thank you very, very much. God bless you. Stay home. And if you have any questions, do post it after the video is over so we can reply to your queries. Okay. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. All the very, very best. God bless you guys.